changes everything. We all remember the moment when Shanks showed up at Marineford at the end of the war. But there was something that happened off-screen, something that we've been theorizing for years. Why did Kaido not show up to Marineford? We know that he was on the move, we know that he wanted to go, and we know Shanks was the one to stop him. But what if I told you that Shanks didn't stop Kaido to save Marineford? He may have stopped Kaido to save the world. Just hear me out. Kaido was already headed there. This isn't speculation. It's confirmed in the story. During the war, during Marineford, Kaido set out to join the conflict because Kaido was actively seeking death in the greatest battle possible. And Marineford was the ultimate stage. Whitebeard, the Admiral, Sengoku, Garp, all the who's were there. A death wish wrapped in the war zone. That's a perfect gift for Kaido. Kaido wanted to go out in a blaze of glory, surrounded by the strongest warrior. That's not just a desire, that was his plan. He wasn't just looking to disrupt the war, he wanted to die in it. Marineford would have ended everything. Let's look at what was already happening. The Whitebeard pirates against the full force of the Marines. 3 admirals, Sengoku, Garp, and all the warlords. Now imagine adding Kaido. Another Yonko entering the war could have tipped the world into global collapse. And here's the scary part. If Whitebeard had won, he could have toppled the world government. If Kaido joined and went rogue, he could have destroyed both sides. This wasn't just about Ace and Whitebeard. I think this was about preventing a power vacuum or a world reset. This would have forced the Elder's hand. They would have to get involved, possibly revealing Emu, the Holy Knights, and more. Shanks knew the stakes. Shanks didn't just show up just to flex, he knew what was at risk. He knew that Kaido appearing at Marineford could have triggered something worse than another battle. If the Elders were forced to intervene, the true power behind the world government would have been exposed. Shanks might know more about Emu, the Void Sentry, and Joy Boy more than any other Yonko. He knew Marineford wasn't supposed to be the final war. I think he had to preserve the timeline, because all the pieces were not in their place yet. Kaido wasn't the real threat, Emu was. Here's a wild theory. If Kaido would have shown up, it probably would have overwhelmed both sides. The Elders would have been forced to show their final cards, revealing Emu, and that would lead to a full reset. The theory goes that Emu reset the world multiple times, and the Void Century is proof. If the world is pushed too far or too soon, they hit the reset button. Shanks saw that coming. He didn't just stop Kaido for balance, he stopped him to stop Emu. Shanks bet it all on Luffy. Remember, this is pre-time skip Luffy. Luffy hasn't awakened his devil fruit. Shirahoshi hasn't revealed her power. The next generation wasn't ready. If Kaido would have pushed the world to the endgame too soon, Joy Boy would be lost, and we would have to wait another 800 years. The kind of foresight Shanks had. He risked his life to keep the pieces on the board, because he knew who needed to be alive when the final war actually begins. Shanks might not be just a peacekeeper, but a guardian of fate. We talk about Marineford like it's the biggest war in One Piece, but there was another war that day, a quiet one, an invisible one. Shanks versus Kaido wasn't just a clash of emperors, it was a clash of ideology, a battle to preserve the timeline. Shanks didn't stop Kaido because he was scared. He stopped Kaido because if he didn't, there would be no world left to fight for.